sort
Oh,
over your whole life?
well,
Maybe did you ever like, oh shit, it's
I got
green.
one
It
after
was
her.
supposed to be purple.
one
Mine's really
time
embarrassing, boys.
I had a brush stuck in my hair and I had to cut and I fucked up my hair. I had to get bangs. They had to fix my bangs. I mean, that's about it. But like one time I dressed up as Lady Robin, like female Robin from Batman or whatever, and it was
Yeah,
too
yeah.
sexy of a costume to wear, even though there was no dress code for costumes for Spirit Week.
Yeah, and
Another
male
girl
Robin
was-
wouldn't be considered sexy. That's bullshit.
Yeah, and a girl wore the female Batman one, and I'm like, how come she's able to wear it, not me? For the Robin,
Yeah.
whatever. But and my hair was like poofed. It was like wild, and I'm like, oh my god, because my mom really teased the shit out of it, made it like almost like an afro, and I'm like, oh my god, how the hell am I gonna get all this out? Because I had just done my hair. I didn't even make it a first period. I didn't make it a home room, so I was like, oh great.
Mine's really embarrassing and also totally guy coded.
Uh-oh.
I was using a leaf blower and I did not tie my hair up. And I
yes.
got my hair
Oh,
I got my hair stuck in the leaf blower.
Ouch.
Wait,
So it was almost like
it was
that
on
scene
some-
from Wayne's
It just
World.
ripped it straight out of my head. And it was like this giant, like it was a nice knot.
So it went into the intake where it's pulling air in from.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then wow,
Yeah.
that sucks. So that now
That
did
hurt
it
a
like
lot.
cinch up tight, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh fuck.
the whole thing like came up. I'm like, ah! And then I went,
Yeah.
and I felt the whole thing just go. Pah!
Like Chief Wiggum with his tie in the hot dog machine,
Oh,
but instead it's
yeah.
your hair.
Oh.
And,
Nightmare
yeah.
fuel.
Yep.
Getting
And
sucked
then
in.
I had a close
you
call just like last week. I was using an air compressor and I felt just like the little bit go into the air compressor. I'm like, nope, not again.
So
Yeah,
it's a little
get PTSD
safety.
from that.
If I may just have a little Hank safety corner in woodworking,
Ooh.
a major issue is hair and also like hoodie strings and
Oh, really?
leg
yeah,
slits.
for sure.
Yeah, I didn't think about
and like
that.
sleeves, even gloves with some tools, lots of different tools, so like especially table saws and spinning tools. If you have something that it's worse to have gloves on because the gloves can get pulled in and then it pulls your hand in with it. So you'd rather just take your actual skin getting cut instead of the glove. But like people will often get their hair caught in a table saw or their sleeve or something. So it's just one of those little details, less experienced people or maybe people who have a very short woodworking career make because they don't realize how dangerous it is to be around spinning things like your leaf blower or whatever.
I
It kind of
never
reminds me of
Or hot dog
Who Framed
machine.
Roger Rabbit when he puts RK Maroon's tie in the
Oh, yeah.
thing and like
Yeah.
brings him in the
Yeah.
clothes.
It's like also that one
Yeah.
in the beginning of the first Wayne's World movie where Wayne's doing that to Garth's hair with a thing and he's like, it's great.
Yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of Roger Rabbit, first of all, folks, I'm back. I was trying to jump on my iPad. iPad's not working. It's the iPhone. It's happening.
it.
It's the phone.
Honestly, you're a lot clearer than you were before.
Yeah, you sound better now.
I got 15% on the phone, so I'm not going to be here for too long, folks. But there's the Coyote versus Acme movie that's coming out the 28th, which I encourage everybody to go see because that is a movie that Warner Brothers initially threw in the garbage. It was a finished movie that they threw in the garbage to write it off for tax reasons when David Zaslav of Discovery bought Warner Brothers. And then it was floated around and picked up by, I think, Ketchup Productions is the studio that's putting it out now. And we want this to do numbers because it will show that Warner Brothers made mistakes. This would support the artist who fucking worked on that movie.
It's
And,
apparently really good.
Absolutely. And it's also getting good reviews. I did a
mean, it's
trailer
getting-
reaction on my channel. Go check that out. It
Yeah,
looks like
99%
it's literally
or
about
something like that.
standing up to a big
Nice.
company. It's about Wile E. Coyote suing Acme for all the products that don't
Oh,
work
God.
that he's
Funny
bought
concept.
over the years. So I think that's a funny premise. It's got Will Forte. Will Forte's great. So I'm excited for that. And this leads me into fucking talking about the Warner Brothers situation. I do not think that Paramount is now threatening to move headquarters to like a red state so they can
Georgia.
get this
Yeah, I
merger
saw
to
that.
go through.
The thing is, I
And I
thought they
just
were
don't think
trying
it's
to do
gonna
that
happen.
anyway because Georgia
Am I-
was trying to
can you hear you
incentivize
guys
studios to
now?
come.
Or are you guys just silent?
No, we can hear you.
Okay.
hear you.
All right.
Yeah, you sound loud and clear.
All right, because I was worried, like, oh no, now I can't hear them. But yeah, so now Paramount is threatening to move headquarters to a red state and get this merger to go through, and I think it's a last ditch effort. I think it's not going to go through. good on you, Gavin Newsom and California, for blocking this shit, because this is an egregious fucking consolidation of power. The Ellisons now own CBS, Paramount, which is all of CBS and Viacom and all that, MTV, Nickelodeon,
CNN.
all this shit, including CNN. Well, CNN's owned by Warner Brothers, so that they would own CBS and CNN, and they fucking own TikTok now. So this is
Jesus.
It needs to be stopped. These
Yay.
fucking corporate things need to be fucking
lame.
stopped. That's the
Yeah.
only
Well,
thing.
I mean, I remember a day
about
when
the, like,
antitrust was an
woke
actual
one,
thing.
woke two discourse.
Oh,
that it
yeah,
is
thanks.
making
In
me
America?
a little bit
Not
worried.
really. I mean,
I
like,
don't think AOC is gonna like move off the issue of like police defunding and abolition reform, whatever you want to call it. I think get her in the fucking White House, and then we can fucking talk about this shit, because it's
Well,
not even it's not even a real conversation, especially with Trump there. But like with Gavin Newsom as president, like we need to fucking get her in, and then talk about all the shit that we want to talk about, that we've been
Also,
talking about. Because
We
Yeah.
also gotta make sure we get the
full
midterms.
abolitionist.
Stuff
I'm
like-
learning. I'm watching Olay videos. I am reading what I can.
Well, I mean, also,
I'm listening
the
to
prison
OG
will
Black
also-
Red Card and whatnot. But like,
Also ties into the prison
I-
industrial
I
complex too.
I
You
think
know,
that is the way to go. That is the
Alex, hear us?
utopian goal, and I think that's kind of what AOC is trying to frame this as. Like, there are, first of all, they're all fucking talking about every progressive they bring on now. They're just reading the fucking DSA platform at them. They're going, "Do you agree with this? Do you want this?" They're acting,
All
or
right.
if they're in
Real
more
journalism.
bad faith, like
all right,
CNN
hold on
or
a second.
Fox, they're
Dude,
just
he's like a
like,
runaway train right now.
they're framing
why I
it
don't
as
think you
this
can
is
hear
your
us.
platform as your candidate. Like, you're affiliated with
see us.
DSA, so
Alex,
of
can you
course
hear
your
us?
platform is abolishing the police, abolishing the Senate, all this
No, we
shit.
can't.
Like, no, these are utopian goals for the on the road to.
I'm like
these
this on a
goals.
first date.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
on
write him
the
a
road
note.
to these goals, we are going to have fucking Senate reform at the very least. Pack this fucking Supreme Court. Fucking have police reform at the very least. I mean, Joe Biden literally won in
All right,
2020
so-
by promising more funding to the police, by bashing the fucking left, by being like, "Hey, remember those crazies out there in the fucking streets? The biggest protest in the fucking maybe world history? We're gonna fucking do the opposite of what they want, because I got to show that I can bash the hippies. It's a 60-year project.
Ain't
of
nobody
bashing the
reading that.
hippies.
Alex,
I'm
can
sorry.
Hey.
Pep.
can you hear us?
Try to communicate with me. I gotta read it.
Can
on a
you
tiny
hear
little
us?
phone. Look,
Can
I'm
you
gonna
hear
drop
us?
off now. I love you all. I got
Yeah.
10%
Ain't
left.
nobody reading that.
Alex, go charge your phone, man. You got a life.
I
You
gotta
got a whole
also
day
relax.
ahead of
It's
you.
vacation.
Yeah, you're on
Yeah.
vacation. Why are you
So
here?
I
Yeah.
love you all. I'll see. Maybe
never
I'll
get to
try and
take a
hop in on
vacation.
Tuesday
Yeah.
for my
Same.
show. If not, I'll be back
Give
the
Joe Boo a
following
can of
week.
Sprite and relax.
Give
Just
me
put it
2
in there.
hours.
Take care.
That's
This
what we should
woke
do. Christina scored me 2 hours.
Shit, like, and the dark. Like, that's the last thing. I want to
Okay,
say.
bro.
Okay.
You just wanna,
Go
like-
enjoy your vacay.
We're talking about the
Hi.
R word and slurs and shit. And look, I love the Vanguard
He's
boys.
such a New Yorker.
I like Kyle
Yeah.
Kalinski's
You know what? I'm a
contribution.
yapper myself.
They say
I
the
do
R
Midwest
word.
goodbyes.
But
Like,
we see,
all the
we
time.
can, we
And like,
he can't hear us.
I'm surprised that I'm even saying the R word.
I
as,
want
like,
all
that.
of us to do this,
You know what I
like
mean?
like an orchestra warming up.
Like, it is. It's not canceling. It's going, hey man, you probably shouldn't say that word. Hey man, you probably shouldn't like repeat the N word when you're rapping a rap song. Like, it's not that big a fucking
Since
deal.
my chicken scratch
It's
isn't
not
good
this,
enough.
like, crisis.
Yeah.
But for them, it
Use a
was.
marker.
Oh my god, I'm getting called
Sure.
out on the internet. And now, because of the fucking Twitter algorithm, again, maybe you should regulate Twitter.
Alert.
Yeah,
Now the fucking Twitter
give it even
algorithm
look.
way, and
It's-
now someone
It's out of
doxed
power.
me,
It doesn't work anymore.
Wait, this
doxed
is the
me,
weirdest
and I
bit we've
found
ever
my fucking
done.
employer, and now
This is
got
a
me
good-
fucking
this is a good
fired
thing
because
to
the
clip.
employer
Different
doesn't know
modes.
how to fucking deal
Yeah.
with a Twitter moment going viral.
Alex's phone needs to
That's what
die
I
right
mean,
now.
man. But
Alex,
give me the light. All right,
Park
thank
your
you.
plane that way. Disembark. Don't hit the turn. Don't crash into the people. And with
Now
their
he's going to talk for
luggages.
10 more minutes.
That was hilarious.
All right. I was trying to get on a train, but I got bucked off of it. But I did want to talk about
That was
like,
epic. We love Alex, obviously.
I love it. That was really funny.
Yeah.
get him out, get that bum out of here. We're talking now.
Someone get these beggars out of here.
No,
See how this looks, right?
No, so I think with the AOC stuff and like the all that like dark woke stuff or the woke one stuff, it's just like it is a very silly sort of like the idea of saying like the woke one was crazy. It's making a joke about some of the sillier points of that period. And it's not necessarily even like a direct rejection of some of the like more important things about it. And like I think that a lot of, and maybe this is a hot take, a lot of the people that are trying to make political hay out of this, specifically people on the left, are doing it in a way to get themselves over. In a way that's kind of bad faith to get themselves over, and it's
Or it's
exhausting.
like, oh, I wasn't that sensitive back.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're making it about themselves.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm
And
not
I
even
think-
trying to get one over. I'm just saying I wasn't, but that's because I was a bit of a different person.
People are
So
coming out and like making like the right is going to do their stupid bad faith BS about it no matter what.
oh,
right?
absolutely.
But,
But that's
like,
what I
if-
was
if you're
saying
gonna
about
have-
like combating it early, like just knowing that this is going to
But-
be the message.
That's not my point. Like my point is that part of the reason, and I don't want to like overstate this because I don't like necessarily think this is like why Francesca Hong lost or anything like that. But like when you're making arguments about electability, and she's a representative of the American left, and like that literally that day, like you have leftists at each other's throats arguing about the dumbest fucking shit imaginable. People are going to look at that. They don't even have to be engaged with it.
And not take it
They don't
seriously.
even need. They don't need to know what's going on. They know that
They're
this
like, these
dumb
are
bullshit is happening, and like, do we really want a leftist to get elected? You know, that's a factor in a number of things.
No,
you know,
I
it's really, really like.
I think the biggest one was the fact that people weren't looking like they had this hangover from New York and like these bluer areas having this wave. Even
And they
Michigan's
thought it would be a cakewalk.
no,
in
yeah,
the
because
Midwest.
Michigan is like purple, but it's not like. Trust me, Wisconsin's
I wanted to-
it's almost red. Like they're.
Well, I wanted
lucky
to
to
say
have
something else
this
about
governor.
that too. Actually, about the like because there's a lot of folks that are running around and sort of saying like, oh, Bernie and AOC should have endorsed and all this other stuff, which
But
like
they don't
maybe they
endorse
should have.
those.
But
Yeah.
maybe they should have, maybe they shouldn't. It doesn't really matter. It didn't happen. You can't really change it, right? Whatever. What I think what people are losing sight of in all of this thing and this whole thing, especially with all this drama surrounding it, is that the Francesca Hong campaign was a grassroots DSA run campaign that built a statewide infrastructure
Mhm.
and got within 3,000 votes of winning. Now,
Mhm.
I'm not going
Unheard
to
of.
try and make an argument that this is like a moral victory, any kind of shit like that. But that is a network of people. That is a network of volunteers that could be activated for something else, be it Francesca Hong for Congress in 2 years, be it for somebody else running for something else,
Senate.
or being it to run some other kind of campaign. So like people are like the fact that she was the front runner was also kind of crazy because they had just like scandal left, right, and center.
How much
And
of that
what
was
the-
right wingers pushing it though? Because like I saw that there's this theory about Polymarket and how like
Yeah.
those betting sites were being
That was going on
overrun
for
with,
too
like,
long.
right-wing
That was going
bot
on for too
accounts.
long. That was going on for too long for it to be the case. Like she was the leader for like several weeks, right?
No, I'm
and it
talking
was
about
because
the point margin though, because they were saying that it was a
Uh,
96% chance and then 44 to 22 for like 2 weeks almost.
well, the percent chances is all bullshit. Like
Oh, I
that's
do-
not a
I
real
do know
thing.
that.
Like that stuff that's popped up in like with 538 with like Nate Silver. Like that
Yeah.
whole like that was even before Kalshi, before Polymarket, and it was always fucking bullshit, right?
Mm.
Always,
Mm.
100%. Fuck that shit. Like you can't quantify results. Like it sort of gives you a misconception of what the actual difference is, because if you look at a poll, you could see a certain number of points, right? If you look at percentage chance of victory, oh wow, you know, Francesca Hong's got a 75% chance of victory. That looks like it's the lead. That's still you got a 0.25% chance you're gonna, quarter chance you're gonna lose. Regardless, though, like my point is that like the fact that she was a front runner, that was like already an anomaly. But the thing that I'm trying to communicate here is that there was a campaign that was put together from the ground up to get somebody who was saying cancel Thanksgiving 2 years ago to be the governor, and she almost fucking won. That is crazy. That's
Yep.
awesome. And like the people on that campaign, the supporters, everything should hold their head high.
Agreed.
From my understanding,
Yeah.
a bunch of the supporters and campaign people for Francesca are actually going to go and coalesce behind David Crowley.
I mean,
Yeah,
that-
Jasmine
that-
Crockett, you can learn.
Yeah.
That's really
else?
smart.
In these Senate races and governorships
Yeah.
and congressional races, she's gonna be. She was like on Jimmy Kimmel, and I'm like, oh, you're everywhere but Texas, man. What the
Yep.
hell?
Yeah,
And everyone was
no,
like,
that's
well, how
annoying.
come you're only singling out Jasmine Crockett? It's because you're. I'm like, no, it's because she's the only one who's doing this. It's not
Yeah.
because she's black, not because she's a woman, it's because she's the only person, only sore loser who is doing this by not
Yep.
helping James Tallarico. Because she's a sore, bitter loser like Hillary Clinton. And I'm so sick and tired
10,000%.
of. I'm so sick and tired of these Democratic candidates who are sore losers who can't just accept defeat, move on. Bernie
Move
did
on.
it twice.
And, well, the thing is, she's also she's putting out like she's actually worse for like in Texas because she's actively campaigning against Tallarico. She even tried to like do the thing where she's just like the Black Caucus in Texas will not vote for James Tallarico. I was just like,
And yet,
what the fuck are
What?
we doing?
and then she told Latinos in Texas, mind you, that's a huge voting population, a very important voting population, mind you, that it was their turn to pick cotton, for God's sakes. Why would you say that?
That's a crazy thing to say.
Actually, this is perfectly said by Mifune. Crockett is very ego motivated.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, she really is like politician, and like that's kind of like think of any of these guys, right, left, Democrat, all of them. Once they're threatened losing that cushy position, they really do kind of act like cornered animals. Where it's just like, oh, I don't, but I can't lose this. This was really nice. I get a nice little stipend, and I also get all this lobby money. Oh, damn.
But if a centrist candidate loses, it's our fault.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if a centrist,
Yeah.
Every
yeah,
single
centrist
time.
candidates win. We're so back. The left's gonna. The left. Oh my God. The left is losing it. Oh my God. It's like you guys couldn't handle us winning a few elections, and you're like, well, a handful of primaries isn't gonna make a difference, you know. And then they glow when they get like a win, barely a win.
That's what ties it all together for me, though, is the with the woke 1, woke 2.0, the stuff you're talking about just now. It's all just about, to me, I'm just mapping the way the standards are applied very differently depending on what your ideological background is and what your threat level is to the establishment, mainstream, et cetera, to use some clumsy standard words for that. But like the way socialist candidates and DSA candidates have to answer for the slightest little tiny infractions, and the way that's poured over compared to the way just like Biden and Kamala and Trump's and these guys have been slaughtering children by the tens of thousands for 2 or 3 years, and that's not considered over the line. But somebody acknowledging the reality that Thanksgiving has a problematic origin, and that's a very opportunistic thing for them to pounce on. And I can't necessarily fault them in the battlefield that we have in this shitty, stupid country for making that a big campaign issue. I wish we could develop a society where people weren't susceptible to hearing about Thanksgiving getting canceled and think that like a politician's actually going to do that. A Wisconsin politician's going to get in there and just be like, all right, no more Thanksgiving.
I don't think that she's actually going to do it. It's just the fact that she made it like it's this perception that like leftists are weak, and that this is just another thing where it's just like, guys, I thought you were about policy. Here she is out here talking about canceling Thanksgiving.
But was it her plank? How important?
No,
like
no. But again, this is where
high
like,
elevated was
this
it?
is where
and by
like they're
whom,
so
my
good
point.
at doing their smear campaigns. This is where like half of politics
David
is.
Crowley hates Christmas. Have you seen his burner account tweets? My God.
Does he actually?
I think what I
He
think
does?
we need more Thanksgiving and more Christmas. We need to
holidays.
use holiday universality. We should have a Christmas every single month. There should be like a big
Binder
one
said
in
it best.
December.
Damn.
And there
Honestly,
should
Big
be
development
one
in the
every
war
single
on
month for
Christmas.
it. However, the whole
Let's
point
get
of it
Thanksgiving in July.
is to Trojan horse the 4-day work weekend
Mhm.
by getting people to have more days off by expanding holidays. Americans will always suck up to their bosses and stuff, but we love our holidays.
Well, that's
Our
the thing.
rare
Most people like they see it as a culture war
four-day
issue.
weekend holidays.
Oh my God, that's what it is. I just realized culture wars are back, like in full effect, but that's it.
Back.
Like this time, because they've already exhausted the trans issue, so now they're trying to do like they're coming for your holidays, like it's the fucking we say Merry Christmas, we don't say Happy Holidays. It's literally the same bullshit. But that's what I'm saying. For some reason, that is fucking effective with your average American, which pisses me off personally.
It's
Yeah.
only effective. Go ahead, Carlos.
Oh no, I was just agreeing. Yeah, like it's wild that this is the situation we find ourselves in. Like, and it's so frustrating that everything is so it's a spectacle. It's all like a WWE thing. Everything. It's like they talk about holidays. Oh, now it's a big spectacle. Like instead of actually having like a real conversation. It's so frustrating.
Well, there's a reason for that. And the reason is because actual policies. No, the reason why
Sorry,
is
mistake joke.
because there's no actual like the reason it has to be like WWE, which is what everything is now, is because the Democrats and the Republicans, neither of them are actually offering anything to the American people, so they have to make it a spectacle. Because if they were going to offer anything and have that be a part of this discussion, then they would lose, right? They would automatic L. So the reason that they won't argue with Abdul El Sayed about Medicare for all, they'll just talk about how his own video from a month ago is cringe or whatever. Did y'all see that? Like Fox News tried to post his own.
It's like, oh no, clip of Hassan Piker resurfaces. I'm like, yeah, for like the 50th time today for the last 3 years. Like, what
but like
I
the
didn't even
reason
see
that they have
That's
to
how
constantly,
tuned out I am with this.
yeah, well, the reason that they constantly
Congrats.
have to
Blue's Clues
do
out, he
this
did.
nonsense over and over again is
There's nothing
because they
else.
can't. Well, I mean, you can't make an argument against Medicare for all. You can't make an argument in defense of the current healthcare system because it's so fucking terrible that every single person hates it, and he's probably an alternative. So what you do is you attack them in other ways.
Yeah.
Hassan, people aren't going to argue with his actual policies that it actually pushes for, or any of
Or
the people that
platform
he's
him.
pushing. Yeah, they're not going to even give him a chance to defend
Clarify
himself,
stuff.
because if they do, then he's going to actually come through as somebody that is reasonable, that's actually talking sense. So they gotta clip Jim him. Like that's the state of it. Like essentially, you need to have this spectacle, the WWE, as Carlos mentioned, because that's the only way they can win. And fortunately for them, I guess the fact that they have a lot of the initiative when it comes to presenting this stuff, that's the real big problem. Is because in a capitalist system, capitalists are going to
actually, to keep it to the WWE thing, because we know what's up. No, it's kind of like the thing is though, they're really good at playing the heel, and they have like the ability. Like right now, what they have is The Rock, where it's just like they're good on the mic, shit in the ring. You know,
I think
like
they should on their mic.
Well, unfortunately, that's the thing though. Like they're good at getting you ramped up about the dumb things, or not you,
the right
or
wing
us,
is.
but like they're just so. They really are, man.
Yeah,
I
no,
see how
I
effective
agree
it
with
is
this
with, like-
entire analysis. I'm just frustrated because it's true.
No, yeah, no, 100%. Also, somebody said a little bit ago in chat that Hassan should sue Fox News. He is suing.
Yeah,
Scott
he is.
Jennings.
Yeah, we covered it earlier. Yep.
He's suing Scott Jennings because
He needs to do Harris Faulkner as well, because of like she's like he literally said that we should like it's like lynching black people and all that, and I'm like I'm like no. There's more clips to it. And again, it's hard to prove defamation in the United States because our free speech laws are so freaking lax that Ethan Klein has to sue Ian in his home country of Canada because he knows that he could probably somehow prove defamation, even though it's still like very
is he in
loosely-
iDubbbz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
man, it's so funny just like looking back, it wasn't even 10 years ago when like Ethan Klein was the guy that made the lawsuits in favor of
they lit like with denims, they're like, sir, we're using your own precedent that you set when it comes to being in favor of copyright against you. I would be like, are you a fucking moron? Like that's what I'd be like. I'd be like,
yes.
The
short answer is yes, he is a moron.
Yeah.
Does he have to pay Denim's legal fees?
No.
Damn it.
The American legal system's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's actually like that's a testament to like how bad Donald Trump must have like messed up that he lost a 85 million defamation lawsuit
Mhm.
against like Gene Curl. Like that's how bad that dude messed up, that he straight up like lied about the now adjudicated and confirmed how do they word it? Sexual assault?
Sexually assaulted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Can you imagine in this legal system losing as Donald Trump, like a prominent
As the
figure?
president,
Yeah, president, celebrity, whatever. Jesus.
That actually, to what Christina was saying, that kind of proves how ironclad it was.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
It's very hard to prove any of this, and the fact that they did actually, rule in favor of her.
Yeah.
Plan B is the
we
plain
can actually pull
Hassan
up the
Piker.
clip of Hassan announcing that he's in the process of suing Scott Jennings, if you like.
Oh, I already played it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you did?
Never
Okay.
mind that.
Yeah.
Damn it.
so-
I'm exposed for not watching all of the show. Damn. I was working in my
Yeah.
own defense.
Yeah, you're.
Mhm.
Well, we'll
I was
see
driving
more
home,
as it
so-
develops. You know, Scott Jennings will probably just say something worse again, or something stupid.
Or he'll be
and-
like, "Oh,
like-
Well, if
crap."
it's a serious lawsuit, he
Oh,
won't.
no.
Yeah.
No, because I mean, all Hassan needs is like his VODs. Like he'd be like, "Here's the full clip of what I was saying." Clearly, because also too, they do a close up of his face, right? But you know when he singles out a chatter, he pulls it up from Chatterino, right? So you see what he's responding to, what he's reading from. But they never end up showing. They just show like a zoom in of his face, as if he's actually like saying it himself and not
Yeah.
reading from chat. I'm like,
Yeah.
you see how this looks, right?
So apparently, at least I saw a screenshot from someone saying that Sean Hannity is covering the fucking Abdul El Sayed Blues Clues video now.
It's
Like
the
right now?
way that
Which is, by the way,
makes me wanna wag
it's a-
my tail, then it
by the way,
melt.
it's an objectively
Blues
funny
Clues.
video. It's an objectively
listen.
adorable video.
Listen,
I don't know if you
the
haven't
one
seen it,
impression, I could do is Blue for Blues Clues. Bow, bow.
Very good.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's how you do
I
it.
thought you were
I
blue.
felt like I was
for a
watching it all
minute.
over again.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's the whole. Also, Hassan saw a video that I from a TikToker that I the difference between Mamdani and Abdul. It's like elder millennial versus younger millennial. But I'm like, it's also Libra versus Scorpio energy.
Mhm.
Can
That's
you
what it
elaborate?
gets.
Can you elaborate a little bit on
Which
that?
one?
So
Wait,
Libras, we're
Zoran's
known for
a
being
Libra?
kind. Yes, he is.
Yo,
It makes a lot of
Libra
sense.
gang, baby.
Wait, just
you
bef-
and me, yeah, we here.
I want to hear Christina,
Yeah.
but I'd like to survey the audience, our gang first. Do you guys know what a
Also-
Libra is? What month that means?
Yeah.
September.
I know
After
like
F?
the zodiac
September and
signs. I just
October.
don't. Okay.
Late September,
Gotcha.
early October. Early
I also
October.
pulled
I didn't know
the Knight of Cups reversed.
Okay.
Ooh.
So go ahead, Christina. I just was curious what the fellas knew about Libras.
So the whole thing about Libras, we're all about balance. We're very indecisive. We're very kind, and believe it or not, some of the best like politicians end up always being like Libras. I've noticed,
Also, we're yappers.
which is crazy. Yes, we're yappers. That too. Know that for a fact.
The point
But
proven.
Scorpios are known for being a little spicy, a little
Yeah,
mischievous,
sharp
a little like,
elbows.
oh, it's either Scorpio or like Gemini. Everyone hates Geminis, unfortunately, because they're
Yeah.
so chaotic. And Trump's a
with
Gemini, so that
Gemini.
makes a lot of sense. But Scorpios are fun and they're spicy and they're a little, mischievous and they don't give a fuck, right? That's the whole thing. And so a lot of people were like, okay, Abdul's 41, that makes him an elder millennial. A lot of elder millennials are known for being, no filter. They're very
Wait,
chill.
You know what
they
made me
don't
almost
care.
cry today, by the way, when I learned that
Uh-oh.
Abdul Sayed is like a month younger than me.
Oh. And so, but and of course, Zoran's a younger millennial, so there's that like few year age gap, but also too, the zodiac signs make sense because when I literally kept thinking to myself, I'm like, before I knew, I'm like, Zoran has to be a Libra and Abdul has to be a Scorpio, and when I looked that up, I was like,
Nailed it.
oh my
Wow.
god, everything makes sense. Elder Scorpio, millennial versus
I have
younger
headphones
Libra
on, and somehow
millennial.
this actually was the first thing that popped up.
Yeah, that's it.
It's fucking
The phones
wild.
are listening to us.
By the way, it is a banger video. No question. banger
All his
video.
ads are cute. His grandparents, where did Abdul El Sayed come from? I'm like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it because apparently Abdul was raised by his dad and his stepmom. I don't know if those are his moms because I'm like, huh. you look rather light skinned. I was
The-
surprised. I was like, okay, cute little Michigan elderly couple. But I was like, that's how you get the Fox News audience.
Mhm. Oh, the Don't Stop
Doing this
Believing
scare-
video. The Don't Stop Believing video was fucking genius. Like that's just like, oh, white people in.
Yes. I'm like, this is how you get the white Fox News people. Like, don't stop believing, or like, the why mom stands and Taylor Swift and all that, And everyone's like, well, how come it's cool when he does it, but like if Marilyn McMorrow, I'm like, because she's a white
'Cause
woman,
she
that's why.
sucks.
When white people do white people shit, it's cringe. But when other demographics, other races do it, it's cool, it's cute, it's fun. Because they're
Exactly.
kind of
Everything I do
they're
is
leaning into it.
100% cringe. I agree.
So this feels
Yeah.
very boomer driven or television audience driven is more of a better way of saying that.
Yeah,
Like it
because
feels
you
like
start
go ahead.
it starts like looking
Gotta
like an anti ad, like the one with his grandparents, the black and white with the red text. I'm like that. I'm like, oh, this was like a good scary ad about, and then it's like, oh, well, we're his grandparents, and protect his grandparents at all cost.
Mhm. Yeah, they're cute. They're very cute.
If anything, it's just free publicity, and it's going to show. Like the funniest part is the Fox News crowd. They're going to see their kids, just being like, "Whoa!" Or
Yeah.
like you said, the older millennials going, "What?" Or younger millennials, "Whoa!"
Emma's
Well,
going,
that's
fuck you.
Go ahead, Carlos. I was gonna go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh,
Please.
well, so that's kind of what I'm getting at with the boomer TV thing. It's like this cycle of these videos, and it's the era where politicians have to be media darlings and sort of like social media stars, kind of, and little viral videos, plus that like deep, someone was saying it earlier. Anybody who's 45 and under now is going to have this major digital footprint that's going to be mined forever, and ongoing for politics. But
I go 40 and under.
Okay,
Mhm.
fair. 40 and under. Thanks for the correction, young millennial. But I'm saying that
Old
like
millennial.
everybody's young to me, and has been since I was a child. But the kind of emphasizing what it'd be. It's like we're still operating under, at least as far as this conversation about this stuff goes, is the concerns of an outdated model for which consumers are most important. And it's probably still true that boomers obviously carry a tremendous amount of influence and for various reasons, but that seems to be almost on its way out, I hope.
Because they have all the money.
Well, there's that and the influence and the power, and they don't retire, especially the rich ones. And
Well,
they're all in the way. They're all just clogging up the system. But it's like we still have to kind of have these conversations that sort of
well,
either this is good use of our time. I don't mean this in like we shouldn't be talking about this kind of way, but I'm saying that like do younger generations who mostly get their news from online, and plus there's that giant swath of Americans who never, they're surprised to find out there's an election next week, like in November.
Yeah.
They're like,
That's
oh,
all my
what?
friends.
Oh shit.
It's all my
Yeah,
friends are politically just like absent until it actually like comes around, and then they'll come to me and which is nice. Like at least they do that where they're
They
just like,
trust you. Yeah.
"Hey man, I know you follow this stuff. Who should I vote for?" And it was just like, "Whoa, I don't want to tell you what to do, but
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
here's
fuck
the
yeah, I
list."
want to tell you what to do.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just kind of just thinking through the ways that the power structures that are making these giant stinks about Abdul and Hassan and stuff, and that they seem to be catering to a older, wealthier, television-based, aging crowd. But that also does happen to kind of model the
Reliable
establishment
voters.
media far more, as far as the DC circuit and the confluence of that whole side of it.
Yeah, but you're not going to see it as being as effective as it has been in the past, because
That's
like
kind of what I mean. Yeah.
like this last time they kind of used that angst to engage with like Gen Z guys or like Gen A guys, that the Andrew Tate brosphere dudes. But now those guys have been burned so bad by Trump's policies that you have a whole like generation almost going like, never again. Like I can't do that. And like they didn't even make it into like their mid-20s before they had that attitude, which I'll be honest, that's good for us. I was kind of like, well, thank you for the help. Like I'm of the opinion that unfortunately we kind of needed Kamala to lose to kind of amplify the left. Because if Kamala had won, we'd still be in this position of just, fighting the fucking, the libs, your average libs. And I don't think we would have had any of the traction in New York, or the DSA would have any of the traction that it currently has.
I think if again, this goes for any candidate, it doesn't matter who it is. Like if Biden had delivered on a reasonable portion of the agenda that he actually ran on, which was actually fairly progressive, then we'd be in a much different place than we are now. Part of the reason that we even got in the position where Trump had an opportunity to make a comeback is because he didn't deliver. Part of the reason Trump was even a possibility in the first place is because Obama didn't deliver.
Yep.
And so, like, if again, it's the same as everybody. It doesn't matter if it's Kamala Harris, if it's Obama, if it's Biden. The fact that and really, Harris didn't even run on anything progressive, which is why she lost. She didn't have a single fucking policy that anybody gave a shit about. But like
She
again,
abandoned
$5,000 home credit.
It's less about like who the person is, and it's more like because they're going to lose if they are going to run a campaign like that, because that's an idiotic losing campaign based on nothing. Say hi to Link. But
Hi, Link.
like it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's Kamala Harris or whatever. It's just like whatever the policies are. So like, you know, we're like Bernie would have saved this, but like only if he delivered. You know, if Bernie's going to have his agenda be like his platform be very specific as to what it was, and he doesn't deliver on that, that would be more disappointing and disillusioning than even Obama. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you agree that ironically, because of where we're at now, we avoided that outcome entirely, where now we don't have to even conceptualize that? We're not like,
no, it's not like the
2020
establishment went away. The establishment's still here, and they just fought back again in Wisconsin. Like we're just in a worse, like people are just suffering more now. You know.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, no, so as that was my whole argument for Kamala, or voting for Kamala was harm reduction, but in now having the hindsight, I'm kind of like, you know what? The push is why we're in this position now that we have New York moving the way that it is, and Abdul Al-Sayed and a few of the other candidates in Minnesota. I mean, again, going back to Francesca Hong, I'm not even going to pretend that this is a wind out of your sails thing. Like you said, she got so close. They're working together. Fuck it. Like, and also it's Wisconsin. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in Wisconsin. It's like I said, it's a red ass state that we're lucky to have any Democratic representation in that state, frankly. Like, especially when you saw the numbers from each county, like we're talking one family with 3 generations could sway an entire county, you know?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a socialist tradition in the Midwest, in Wisconsin, Milwaukee. I'm sure you're already aware of that. Like there was a socialist mayor way back so there's a little bit of an enclave in terms of lefty politics. And as someone who's also spent a whole lot of time in Wisconsin over my years, I'm from Northern Illinois originally, and I have family in Wisconsin. I agree. It does seem to be quite of a, if I were to just assess it, I would never predict that a socialist would get within point whatever under a percentage point and get that close. And man, you know, so it gives me some hope actually that she did that well. And you know, I know Madison is a very liberal area.
Where the Supreme Court in Minnesota race that Elon spent those millions of dollars on, when they won that, I was like, oh damn, like Wisconsin has shifted to like a proper purple state. It's not deep purple, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I
mean, that's the home of sewer socialism is Wisconsin. You know, that's like the fact. And I was actually talking about this with Palki on GMC this past week. It just dropped on Monday. Check it out if you haven't already on YouTube. She talked about how Michigan was not. It's like it's completely insane that Michigan was ever considered a purple or a red state. That is the heart of the automotive industry, the heart of the UAW, the heart of a huge part of the labor movement. And what she said, and what I agreed with her on, was, shout out to Palki, by the way, she freaking rocked. She told her story about how she volunteered with the Abdul El-Sayed campaign for the first time. She is a freaking hero. But like what we agreed on was that the reason that was even considered to be a swing state or a purple state or potentially even a red state is an indictment of the Democrats' politics. It's an indictment because they've sold the working class up the river, that they abandoned any kind of working class politics, and essentially just made it so that they could that the Republicans can swoop in with their bullshit. And what happened when the Republicans took over? You get the Flint water crisis, right? You have
I was just
no
about to say,
drinkable water in the freaking
Like,
city
this
of
is what
Flint.
sucks, Jeff, is the fact that, yes, they started the Flint water crisis, but for some reason, Obama was the one left holding the bag with the people of Flint where they felt like they were
It's his
betrayed
fault.
by him.
It's his fault in a lot of ways, because part of what happened under Obama is that Obama just, like, when he stepped up and became president, dismantled the organizing base that put him in place. Essentially, Obama for America, the organization that he founded, was not really something that was used after 2008. And it's really important to remember that he was holding that bag because he was the captain of that ship, and when it crashed into the iceberg. What's up, Ben? How you doing, bro?
Ben.
I've never talked to you, met you before, but
Hey, Ben.
my
Nice to
name's
meet you.
Jeff, man.
Same.
How's it
I
going?
Hello,
am
Ben.
so excited to be like, I didn't realize I've been away so long. I didn't realize everything that was going on right now at this particular hour before I go back live.
Mhm.
And I run into the dopest show, and I'm loving everything that you guys are really
Mhm.
breaking it down. Thank you for even
Yeah.
bringing up Barack Obama destroying the organizing power that put him in power. For why? Why did he do that? And why is that a consistent through line? Because where could we be had we not had to rebuild the left every 10 years?
Can I actually I actually talked about this with Mike from PA on my show Good Morning Comrade a couple of weeks ago too, because part of the reason he thinks it's important for somebody like AOC to run for president and for an organization like DSA to endorse, and maybe people agree with me, maybe people won't, but I think it's important if DSA gets behind a candidate like her and can build the infrastructure for her campaign and have it be
That's what a
DSA
failure
the
is.
brand as opposed to it be answerable to AOC directly. That's actually a infrastructure that will continue whether or not she wins or loses. And I think that's what's important, is building this campaign infrastructure,
Green Party
getting
does.
an army of volunteers that can be used to plug into a number of things. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
The state
No,
house losses of under Obama. Go ahead, Ben. Sorry.
No, thank you. What's bothersome about all this is that, do you ever get the feeling that they not only know this already, but the reason we're not able to do exactly what you just said is because they've already planned for it. Like, I don't want to get too deep down the rabbit hole of controlled opposition.
That's their greatest fear. It's like the threat to their existence.
Oh, and in the face of fascism, no less. Right? We listen. Look at what David Crowley did. Okay, I mean, he came in and ignited his campaign. He got the
he was done. He was
endorsement.
finished.
He was
He was
done.
like, he was explaining the plot of Disclosure Day for why he got back in, and I'm like, guys, he's weird. He's weird.
That is weird.
I was like, everyone's like,
Awful
oh, he's a
movie.
man of God. I'm like, listen, I'm not a religious person. However, when even a Democrat's like, I had a sign from this bird from God to run, I'm like, nah, you need a Republican life.
Was the sign literally the governor calling him, saying, hey?
Listen.
Yeah.
Okay. I would be okay. So you happen to have a pastor on the show. So I don't share my pub. I am now Pastor Ben only after 10 years of everybody knowing me as Benjamin Dixon, the Benjamin Dixon Show, because I realized, number one, I've been in ministry since a kid. Like, my dad was a pastor, so I got it honestly, right? But then I always wanted to keep a separation of church and state. I like when we keep a separation of church and state, because I don't need folks having to examine all the particulars, because I'm Pentecostal. I'll shout and run around the church and speak in tongues. I'll do all of that. I'm not interested in sharing that publicly. We can if y'all want to, but so I say all that to say about David Crowley and his wife and the bird
we're live.
and all that stuff is like, I don't know. I just, me personally, but it's normal. What they said is pretty normal in the black church. I'll tell you that much. It's pretty normal, but I'm one who wants to keep a separation of church state. All that to say, did you see how the establishment got their asses in line in lockstep?
Yes, they did.
And ran an efficient machine to stop what what she did was downright admirable, just
Yeah.
unbelievable. And
She's not
but
getting enough
for the
credit.
full mobilization of the establishment, she would be the nominee.
Exactly. 100%.
I also think
Yeah,
that
if it was a fair
helps.
fight. Yeah.
I
Go
do
ahead,
think
Pat.
that it's going to help with the fact that she's back in David Crowley now too, kind of like bring that party a little bit more to the left, because they can't just ignore everything that she stood
She could
for.
run for something else too.
That's right. That's right. I think I think we're going to have to fight that neoliberal. Listen, I love David Crowley as a black man, as a black father, as a black Christian, and as a person who I believe, check me out on this. I believe that he's not going to destroy the public health of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The public health of many states that I travel through, particularly Florida, is being gutted right now, right? And so,
I'm from
bad as he
Louisiana. I know
is-
all about it.
Oh my goodness, as bad as he is nothing like what MAGA would do. That said, we're going to have to fight that neoliberal every single day, tooth and nail. I don't think we can let up off David Crowley an inch.
Well, what do you think
Oh,
about
yeah.
the governor of Wisconsin having a 96% approval rating, and just in general, he is pretty based with his policies. Like, he's done a lot to protect LGBTQ youth, and I know that he actually lowered state taxes like pretty much statewide. That's why Republicans even like the guy.
I'd like to know more about how he's pulling it off.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no, I'm like, if what you say is true, like we need to study that. And you now I'm trying to connect the dot there. Is that Evers you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yes.
Evers. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Evers. It's going to be hard to beat the man with 90-something approval rating. Where is he?
Yeah.
You sure he's not
No,
Bashar al-Assad?
I looked. No, I looked into this because I was like, is it just with our party? No, this was statewide. He was over 90%. I was like, that's insane.
That's insane. That's not heard of.
Yeah.
So when
Especially
he
for
gave
a
that
Democrat.
endorsement, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, just like a Democrat governor, like, it's unheard of for that, especially. Like, they're usually graded on a curve.
Right. Well, I don't know about the curve part. I can't vouch for that part, but it's possible. It's true. But no, there was a man with a 96 approval rating endorsing anyone would change the course of any race. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why I think
crazy.
it happened as quickly as it did.
Saddam Hussein numbers.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He's
'cause
putting
what?
up Vladimir Putin numbers.
Jeff, do you know how long they actually because when did he actually come back to the campaign? When did he announce that he was coming back and going to be on
Like
the
a
ballot?
week
Do you know?
ago.
Yeah,
That's what I
it was a
thought.
very
Okay, I'm
short
not
while
crazy.
ago.
It literally felt like it was like a week before the actual voting day.
No, the establishment, and again, this is, I think again, Mike from PA said this because he was he said this on
God, I
Twitter.
get called Timu, Mike from PA.
Damn.
Yeah, get a haircut, Mike. Peace and love.
But he said
Or a
that
suit.
and I think he's right. The centrist Voltron is still dangerous, and
Centrist
that's the
Voltron.
one big takeaway. Is the one big takeaway from all of this is that like we got our big win, you know, in New York City. We got our big wins in Detroit, and I'm sorry, not, in Michigan. We got our big win in Denver, you know, for progressives and other places as well. I mean, they pop up here and there, but when they want to aim the laser and blast something off the face of the earth, they
Oh my
still have
goodness.
that capability, at least for now.
And
Yeah.
they feel entitled to socialist pain. That's
Absolutely.
one thing American history has proven throughout its last century and a half, is that if there's any threat to the corporate right to extract all the labor and worth and land and resources from any country, we get to kill you. We get to do anything we want. We get to impose right-wing dictatorships throughout the entire planet
Socialist
in order to
Megazord.
maintain this global centuries-long mugging that is colonialism and capitalism.
Yeah.
So and now that we're inside the American bubble, now the socialist threat to them, I'm using their word threat, not our word, but it is a threat because it's grounded in material reality, and people are more and more persuaded by their fucking bosses and by their landlords. We're gonna have oxygen lords before too long, if as far as I can tell. And they would sell you oxygen if they could, and kind of they do. Poor people live in
Spaceballs.
pollution, and rich people get to escape it.
That's
And I'm
right.
just kind of rambling,
That's
but
right.
that this is
No,
just going to
not at all.
ramp up and up and up and up because they will not stop at anything to prevent to maintain their grip on the planet and on the economic system.
Oh my
that they have.
goodness.
And all we're talking about is slightly improving people's lived conditions so they can keep making their bosses rich.
Right.
Can I just say
I
that?
gotta jump,
problem,
guys.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I gotta jump, but I just wanted to say, thanks everybody. I'm really enjoying Space Station on the weeks that I can make it, and I really think this is gonna be a great project going forward. Check out Good Morning Comrade on this space. It comes on Tuesdays and on WHIV LP New Orleans 102.3 on Mondays at 11.
What is my brother's name who owns the station or who?
Mark Allen, Mark Allen?
Yeah,
He's got a show on
yes.
this space too.
I know, and you know what's crazy? Like, it's just been so long. He was a dear supporter of ours back when I had my podcast going. Tell him I said what's up.
I will. Mark Allen's my boy.
Yeah.
I've been on WHIV for 7 years.
What? Really?
Yeah, 7 years
That's
on
cool.
WHIV. Been doing Good Morning Comrade. Me and Robert, who also has a show on here called Lumencast.
Man, if I can keep my feet planted 10 toes deep where I am right now, I want it because he offered me years ago to come on, and I would love because right now I think, and I'm gonna let you go, bro. Right now it's all hands on deck, right? And so everybody who's throwing up a signal, let's go. And I'll
DM you. How about this, Pastor Ben? I'll DM you.
Okay, let's do that. All right, man. Thanks, man.
Take care.
Bye, Jeff. We could. I know Ben's doing a show right now.
I was actually
We're
just about to
pushing-
give you a plug here. If you guys didn't know, Pastor Ben is going live after this show here. So make sure that you guys stick around. It's been an honor to have you on here, man. It's awesome.
Look, thank you.
Thank you for actually helping start this project. We've been having a lot of fun with it. I know I can speak for myself. I've definitely seen this as a huge benefit, and also I love doing this. So hope that's the case for all you guys. So Pastor Ben, did you want us to start leaning into your show?
Look, listen, let me say whoever wants to stay, if y'all want to keep doing what you're doing, if you all have to go, whatever you need to do.
I'll stay.
But I would love to chat with all of you who's available.
I'm available.
Yeah, come do
on.
about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can stay for 10. I'm good for 10 minutes. Yeah,
give me 10 minutes of your time. How about you, Hank? You got to get out of here.
Yeah,
I'll stick around for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. That's
I'll
we're
be
gonna
here
make this the most powerful.
Let's do it.
The most powerful 10 minutes we can make it. Matter of fact, just for Shiggles, run the intro real quick because I might clip this these dope people on my channel.
All right.
All right.
That was the end of this space station.
Where is my clip? I can need it.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to patreon.com/VPD show and support the Benjamin Dixon Show.
Ladies, gentlemen, and gender non-conforming individuals, to another episode of the Benjamin Dixon Show. I am, of course, your host, Pastor Ben. We really are just going right from the last show. I am joined on stage by some of the dopest hosts on thisspace.tv. Shout out to the entire family on thisspace.tv because we are all the way live. Christina's in the house. A Difficult Truth is in the house. Hank is in the house. And Pep Talks TV is in the house. Listen, whether or not you may not know I watch your stuff, but when on Mondays, I get the rundown from the week, and Nick has cut all of y'all's best moments. So I'm a fan. Thank y'all for staying.
Thank you, Pastor Ben.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen,
I've
I know
known Ben for years.
I know, Christina. We go back all the way back to before Bernie, bro. We went all the way back to 2015. You've been on the scene with me for a while, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you're always liking and retweeting my tweets.
Listen. You know what I say? I say if Elon Musk has crushed my reach, which he has, but I'm able to retweet other people into the algorithm. My stuff won't go viral anymore, but I'm able to share stuff. And for whatever reason, he hasn't blocked that ability. Man, I'm just retweeting everybody now. I'm liking, retweeting. Because while I have you, this would be how I would want to use it 10 minutes. Because to me, MAGA is the threat of our generation, what they're doing to the republic, what they're doing to public health, which is my personal beef. Like, I hate the fact that they're creating an age of pestilence. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., right? They all, to me, are public enemy and threat number one. And because of that, I'm of the disposition of, I don't really I can't afford to be upset about who lost what. I need folks in Michigan to elect Dr. Abdul El Sayed, and I need folks in Wisconsin to elect David Crowley. Not a fan of him, but when I see what the governors are able to do to weaken public health, I just feel like it's all hands on deck. Now I loaded that up real dirty. I'm not giving any of y'all a chance to answer fairly. But before you guys have to go, just tell me what your thoughts on unification to beat MAGA. If you disagree with me, please do just give it your all.
Who wants to start?
Well, there's been that divide. I would say so. Ben, I'm the guy making the TYT documentary, and I kind of track that conversation a lot. Between, like the Cenk and Kyle Kalinske model, there was that big blow up, and that was sort of centered around what Cenk's insistence that appealing to MAGA and helping them understand they were wronged, whereas Kyle's argument is, and the crystal ball sort of wing of this is, and I hope I'm summarizing this somewhat accurately, is that it's the non-motivated voters, the non-voters that are more of the population we should sort of be targeting in that sense. I do actually completely agree that the threat that MAGA poses to every single human on the planet is paramount, and they are a useful army to the capitalist demons that are trying to destroy humankind's future. And replace it with a tech dystopia that's rooted in reducing the human population by several billion. In order to replace, because they want to shift from calorie-based labor to electricity-based labor. That's the plan of the oligarchs. So yeah, we got to stop it. Like, it's really bad, and it unfortunately it's a really difficult media environment and persuasion environment for reaching people who are already have their noses hooked up to the Trump butthole machine. So,
that's right.
There you go. That's my. I don't want to get in the way. I could ramble for
no, please, no. That's the format. Have your say what you let it rip. Who's next? Who wants to jump in there?
Actually, makes me wonder. Does that mean that we actually have to listen to TYT?
Oh hell no!
No. I'll do it for you. And it's.
I use my whole thing is I source anybody. I don't care. I have pissed off a lot of people that watch my show because they're just like, oh, how dare you watch XYZ? And I'm just like, because I get perspectives from everybody. Fox News, MS Now, TYT, pretty much anybody. If they're reporting on something, I'm going to get a perspective on it, if they're offering it up, and then I'll critique it. But this is where I do kind of feel like we are at this moment where online leftism versus liberalism and all this kind of stuff. It all seems like, when I step back, psyopy, if I want to get a little conspiratorial about it, where it's just I kind of feel like this is the opposite, controlled opposition going to these spaces. They'll push stuff into the algorithm that they know will separate us. And I don't know. I try to be more aware of that kind of stuff and not fall for all the traps. But realistically, I do think that the most important thing is kind of to elaborate on his point is to just recognize how bad this fascist regime is.
Yeah.
Never lose sight of that, because it's so easy to fall back into attacking the safer person and then just be like, okay, and by proxy, we're just letting Trump run roughshod on us.
Come on, talk about it. A difficult truth. I know you have to get out of here soon. I know a lot of you have to get out of here soon, but I want you to jump in there. And Christina, I'm hoping you can hang out a little bit longer.
Oh, I can be here for as long as you need me.
All right.
Yeah, so I think obviously the number one threat is to fight fascism. That is the priority. 100%. Whatever it takes to stop this fascist movement is what is required. I think that there's a difference between the neoliberal establishment and more liberal voters on the ground. I think we have to win, not by appealing to MAGA or whatever. We have to win despite them, not trying to win them over. It's more trying to wake up the normies that are not really in tune or just starting to wake up and go, wait, this is not right. What is this? This is not right. We have to be there and say, this is why. You are right to say that this is not fair, and here's why. But yeah, for sure that fighting capitalism is not going to be easy, and it's a battle that we have to also be conscious of. But MAGA and stopping this fascist movement should be the number one priority. It's not to say that, the neoliberals or capitalism is a problem, because it is, and you should criticize, these politicians like your Gavin Newsoms and whatnot. But I think that the priority has to be stopping this fascist movement, because if they win, we all lose, regardless of what you are, liberal, leftist. We all lose.
That part. Christina, jump in there, answer that question if you don't mind, and then I want to give a chance for the fellas to leave, because I believe they have to go. I appreciate. I think this
Got
question.
one more question before I go for you, but
please.
I'll let Christina elaborate.
and then by all means, go ahead, Christina.
Yeah, so I agree with Carlos. There's a lot of, former like Obama voters, former Clinton voters who voted for Trump because he was offering something different. I feel like some of them are definitely waking up. I think those are the people that we can definitely sway back in our favor, and not so like my MAGA chud uncle who basically, forgive me for saying this, has his tongue so far up Trump's asshole he's licking the prostate at this point, So there are people that we could definitely sway over with a real authentic left populist message, that voters that we've lost who are waking up and realizing they made a mistake. But for some of the hardcore MAGA people, it's like, we can't get through them. It's not worth trying to, beat a dead horse. So that's how I feel.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Well said.
Okay. I had one quick question for Pastor Ben here. I got a little bit of religious background myself. I'm not personally a practicing Christian anymore, but when I was, I had my favorite verse to use politically, specifically to engage with those that like to disingenuously use religion to prop up their politics.
Yeah.
Specifically conservatives. Matthew 7:21 through 23 was one of my favorite verses to bring to them. It's essentially the one where Jesus is giving a sermon on the mountain saying that if you live a good life, you're welcome into the kingdom of heaven. But if you're out there, using his name in vain, saying, "Oh, I'm going to heaven, I'm better than you," he's going to turn his cheek and say, "I don't know you." Now, is that one of your favorites as well? Or do you use that in any of your sermons? Because I would use that pretty much every single time that anybody engaged me, like in a political discussion that turned religious.
Right. So I think one thing people miss with the Sermon on the Mount is they fail to look at what Jesus was saying structurally as well. And I think that's what you're tapping into, right, straight at the heart of it, right? What's being taught on the Sermon on the Mount are structural instructions for a more a better operating system. I mean, it just functions better when you follow the directions and the justifications and the logic that Christ was given on the Sermon on the Mount. But let me tell you, if you ask me, like, what do I really use right now? It's going to be from the book of James. I believe it's the 5th chapter. It could be the 3rd. I have a lot of scripture in my head right now. Somebody can check it for me.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
But it's where James makes it clear: woe unto the rich who defraud the wages of the laborers, and instructs the employers to pay everyone at the end of business because they need it to pay their bills. I have come to terms with the fact that the Bible, when the Bible is liberated from a colonizer interpretation, you will see very clearly that God is pro-labor, and that capitalism is mammon capitalism, and it is antichrist. So when I fight capitalism, I'm doing it as much spiritually as I am based on any theory that I've read.
I'm actually a little confused, because isn't there like in the Sermon on the Mount though, where he talks about paying taxes, give unto Caesar kind of thing?
Render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, and what he's saying, render unto Caesar's, is not. He's saying, like, we're not here to overthrow that system from Caesar. Right. But what he is saying is, what you render to Caesar is that coin that you have in his hand. And on the coin was the picture of Caesar. He's saying that coin, that's Caesar's. Give it back to him. But what you can't render to Caesar, what Caesar can't take, is you and your soul.
Yeah. Like, because when I was reading the Bible and getting into politics, it was so weird, because I went to a hyper Christian school that was borderline culty. my doctrine teacher used to tell me, like, oh, God would, or Jesus would actually be Republican. He would, he would definitely love himself an AR-15. And I was just like, what?
Come on,
I
man.
don't think so, man. And then I remember like bringing up 2 Corinthians, bringing up the book of Matthew, and then the book of James, and just being like, hey, this is all more in line with communism. And he's just like, no, what do you mean communist Jesus? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he was
Muslim,
trying to kind of like,
communist,
in 2 Corinthians, he
He-
talks about abolishing borders.
Not
Yes.
a big prepper, not a big survival bunker prepper guy. Jesus, he didn't handle that.
Prepper
I think-
Jesus.
I think we should all be allowed. We
AR-15.
should,
Jesus.
Supply side Jesus.
He's got his
Yeah.
AR-15 and his big old bucket of. I'm ready to survive on all the. This is 3 years of fish, and I can make it into 10.
we that's so funny.
Oh,
We got to
man,
lower the
turning-
retirement age to the same age Jesus retired. That's what I think.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm there. I'm already past it. Let's go. But no, I really was interested in that, but I
Yeah.
do have to go. I got
No, by all
D&D
means.
night,
Listen,
so-
listen. Let's. I want to thank you guys. Hey,
Mhm.
jump as you need. And I before you go though, let me say this. Because I'm streaming on my channels and on Twitter as well as my YouTube channel, and I want everyone to know, like, this is the type of analyses that you get from This Space TV at the drop of a dime. Each of these are amazing hosts. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hey, folks, thanks so much for joining me.
Mind if I get a quick
Thank you.
plug in?
Appreciate it.
Please do plug your,
All
your
right,
channel. man.
at Pep Talks TV on YouTube and Twitch, and just at Pep Talks TV, pretty much on social media. If you're doing the stuff, I pretty much stay off social media. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
no, watch Pep Talks. I have watched them. I've sat
Thank
through
you.
stuff. It's excellent. Tune in. Who else? Hank?
And,
What about
real
you?
quick,
You there?
man? Any other
Sure.
time that you would like to have a religious discussion, I am totally down. I haven't done this, and I made a joke with the letter hack when we first started this, that if there's one person that could take me back to church, it was Pastor Ben. So-
Hey man, hey, don't play with it. Listen, should have bought 100 for the Spurs and bought a Bentley. Praise the Lord, man.
Hey man, thank
Let's
you.
talk,
All right,
man. Let's
take care, guys. I'll catch you next week.
See you,
Hey
Pat.
Hank, give a shout out to your work, man, and where everybody can find you.
Yeah, winners and losers on YouTube. I just had Knowledge Fight podcast's host Dan Friesen on. He's a friend from back in my stand-up days. It's a very popular podcast, covers Alex Jones and right-wing misinformation. But check out tellthetruthjank.com for my film about the battle for workplace dignity at the home of progressives. I was deeply involved with the organizing union at the Young Turks. They lied about the union, and now it's an active cover-up. So it's a really important story. It's an opportunity for justice. It's a very rare thing in this world that a union buster might actually face a slight degree of accountability. And in this case, all the accountability is the title of the film. Cenk just has to someday tell the camera that he lied to his audience about why the union started. It was exploitative working conditions, not Nancy Pelosi, as they told their audience. So, yeah, I can obviously go on forever about that.
Yes,
But,
anything I can do to help you with that, not out of, listen, I obviously, a lot of people know I used to work with TYT.
Yeah.
I left on my own accord, and despite Cenk trying to tell the public that they fired me, no, I left. But I'm saying this, I put that out there to be transparent. Of course, it's going to seem like I'm going to be petty with Cenk and them. But my problem with Cenk and them right now is that they're playing too much with the right wing, and we don't have time for that shit. And so anything I can do to help you, because I believe we have to make sure we disrupt the impact that TYT is trying to have on the progressive movement right now, which is dirty work. It's nasty work.
we could have a much longer conversation, and we definitely should someday. You can come on my show. I'm sure we'll end up on This Space again, or
By all
there's a
means.
lot to talk about. You'll be in the film briefly.
Okay.
I am planning a sequence about the rebellions that have occurred with the mods, with yourself, with Bonnie, and with Francesca and such.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a 2-hour full feature-length film. 84 minutes is currently available. If anybody's curious, you can go to the website or my channel, Winners and Losers. Just go to the playlists. I made it pretty easy to find. It's 2 large preview chunks. Years of work.
Do you have a promo I can share on my channel?
The website has the trailer. Yeah,
Okay.
I
do you mind
I
if I snatch it and share it on my
yeah,
channel?
play it. I'd love that.
Okay.
Yeah, please
All
check it out. I'm actually getting closer to pushing harder on a GoFundMe that I've got going. I need to do like another round of fundraiser appearances and stuff like that, and I'm trying to set that up. It's a lot of heavy lifting for a single person, and so I have a hard, and it's kind of slow for me. But
No,
I would be
get
thrilled if you'd share it with the audience. I know that they're the kind. I would love to connect more, but also like your people are people that because of your
Listen,
passion
I'm gonna
with
bring you on.
QAP,
I'm going to
wanna
bring
get
you.
in.
Please hit me on Twitter. Make sure if and then I'm going to bring you on my channel to interview you and share it as far as we can. Again, of course, it's going to seem like I have a reason to hate on TYT. I don't. I really, what I do have a problem with is anybody who's flirting with Marjorie Taylor Greene, raw milk, ivermectin side of the conversation. Hell no. So of course I'm gonna run that football for you. Hit me up. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Great to finally connect.
Hey,
Bye.
pleasure is mine.
Bye,
I
Christina.
couldn't have asked for more. A difficult truth. I know you've got to
Bye,
bounce,
guys.
but please plug your work as
I'm
well.
bouncing.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, Difficult Truth, Twitch and YouTube. Pretty simple. Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm glad. Thank you so much for you've been riding with this space since day one.
Yeah.
And you've held down that position and that chair, and I have had occasion to watch your replays. Thank you for being a part of what's going on here and making it what it is.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care.
See you
All
there.
right, thank you. See ya.
Just
Christina!
the two of us. We
What's this
can
black
make
man
it
doing
if
on
we
stage with this
try.
white woman?
Yeah.
Oh, the stories they're going to try to make up now because you're on screen with a pastor, white woman from a side of the country. We won't dox you. I'm not going to inadvertently dox you.
Oh, I don't. People know I live like in South Carolina, so it's all good.
Ooh, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Yeah,
Bless your heart.
moving up to Jersey, back to Jersey in the year though. So I'm.
Oh no, good.
forward to that.
Listen, and I'm not knocking South Carolina whole. When I said bless your heart, I was thinking about Jim Clyburn from South Carolina, and I said I was going to be nice this week and not mock him too much. I even said something nice about James Clyburn on Twitter. You know what? A lot of times the reason I like and retweet your stuff so much, not just because generally speaking, I'm retweeting, liking everybody, but you be saying some good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I could say something nice about Jim Clyburn as well. There's this rural health clinic called the Clyburn Center that help funds that it's named after him, and that's the only way I can get any type of like healthcare.
Oh wow!
Primary doctor, psychology, or therapist, or whatever, or dental, or whatever. So I
my.
can say that about him. So that's good because
No,
everything
that's
else
huge.
is-
Wait a minute. No, I can't. I would be phony. I would be phony as hell if I didn't slow down and say that man created a clinic that you're actually being blessed by right now.
Oh yeah, it's you could do a sliding scale fee. Usually everything's like 70, but you could go down to 30. If you get like any type of like procedure, like a dental procedure, you only pay like 30% up front and they cover the rest. So it's a good I always tell people if you have a rural health clinic in your county, highly recommend because they have resources for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, then it's not that. Okay, I'm going to be fair with James Clyburn. Okay, it's not that I believe he hasn't done anything good. I would never say that he hasn't done anything good, and I want to pause and reflect on what he's done. Even that's something that's blessing you. I know that there was a good gap in my life where I needed that. Oh my goodness, would I have ever needed that? Right. So shout out to him for that. But the establishment is, and you're front row and center seeing this happening and devolve on Twitter. I don't look at David Crowley and the Francesca Hong as a victory for the establishment. I see it as their Hail Mary, and they made it this time, but they won't make it next time.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing is that when centrists get one win, they're like, we're so back, but like and then it's like, oh, it's over for DSA and socials. I'm like, not necessarily. She was able to do that without TV ads, without any real money. Like that's pretty. Like I think she's gotten the most votes in a primary in a long time for like a runner-up.
Yes.
But apparently Tom Tiffany came out against data centers, and people are mad because David Crowley is very much for data centers, and I think they polled like over 70% of people from Wisconsin they're not cool with data centers. So I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, listen, if this more okay. Just as a disclaimer, I am speaking to a predominantly white audience. And I have an occasion to talk about inter-Black issues. Please don't repeat what you hear me say in this conversation. It's just best to just kind of do what Christina does sometimes when I have some of my craziest tweets. She'll just quietly like it, but she won't retweet it because she's like, I'm not sharing it. But But here's the problem. If that black man loses this race because he insists on supporting data centers, and the Republican Party gets the advantage in this race because they oppose data centers, then I'm praying for Wisconsin, because we're talking about very serious times. But it's going to be what it is. It's on him. It's absolutely on him. It is so foolish for anyone to come out and be pro data center. Not only pro data center, Christina, he even talked about how he wanted to, work with the venture capitalism. Venture capitalism
Yeah.
in 2026. Is that what we're trying to do here?
And say the Republicans MAGA and Republicans are basically the same. He's like, oh, they got some good ideas. I'm like, okay, name them, and what policies have they done to make those policies happen? Like, oh, well, they believe in, cutting, the deficit and all that. I'm like, how? When? They haven't done that.
Right. It
don't matter.
It's mind blowing to me to think that one, and this bothers me about my dear sister over in Atlanta, in Georgia, Keisha Lance Bottoms. She's running for governor, and she has come out kind of equivocating a little bit around data centers. And here's the thing. We got to have some serious conversations here, because we, the people, all of us, whether we're Republican or Democratic, we are facing a movement with the tech industry that has a stranglehold on every politician one way or the other. And Republicans running to the left saying, oh, we oppose data centers. Of course, they'll say that. And then as soon as they get in power, they're going to do the same thing that Democrats are doing. And so I'm trying to be careful with this, because I'm not telling anyone to vote third party, don't vote. I'm not even talking about voting right now. I'm talking about a broader movement of everybody who understands what we're up against, or at least we have an idea of what we're up against AI.
Yeah, and I was talking to Taylor Lorenz about this recently, about the data centers and the privacy and big tech. And in a weird way, big tech was supposed to be the solution to big government. We'll protect your privacy, we won't spy on you. Big, government's always watching, Big Brother's always watching. We'll protect you, you're safe. And that turned out to be lies.
Yeah, every one of them.
All lies. Yep.
Every one of them.
I'm so glad MySpace is coming back, so I can just focus on coding my layout and not be on Twitter all day. It's gonna be great.
You better stay on Twitter. Here's another reason I retweet
will stay
you
on
all
Twitter,
the
don't
time.
worry.
Here's the reason I retweet you all the time, because I need more people to get on Twitter and fight like you do, right? And so that's me saying, hey, go, Christina, go. I want your voice to go as hard as we can. We need more people like that, because I don't know if people realize what Twitter really is. And I hate that Elon Musk has control over it, but it's still the public square. And if we don't have a strong representation from the left out there fighting in the public square, then we've completely lost.
Yeah, I'm glad that I've stuck around, and I got a pretty decent following, and it helps. But also, to every once in a while, I'm like, oh, Hassan's streaming. Wait a minute, why are you liking my tweets? I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like, dude, you went to the bathroom. What are you doing? Come back,
Everybody is Hassan crazy right now.
Yeah, well, they have nothing. They don't want to talk about Trump, I guess, but Hassan's gonna be suing Scott Jennings, apparently.
He should sue his bitch. Excuse me.
Harris Faulkner as well. I feel like what's interesting about the clips of Hassan is that they'll zoom in on his face when he's reading you've seen him. He highlights a chat and puts it on his stream from Chatterino, and he reads it. They don't show that. They show just a clip zooming of his face, where I'm like, it does look like he's reading something.
Yeah.
So
I don't, here's my super conspiracy theory hat. I'm only saying this kind of to have fun with it. But Republicans and Fox News have to know that every time they run a negative campaign against Hassan, they only make him bigger.
Yeah.
They have to know that.
Streisand effect. I'm like, did they not? They don't think it, but also too, it wasn't just Fox News who started. It's the Third Way, the moderates, the centrists of the Democratic Party who started this, and then the Republicans realized, they could piggyback off of it and then do worse.
Right.
So
Right.
it's getting crazy. Like I don't know. I don't want to know what his house looks like, or like
Right.
photos of him,
I
outside,
just
walking kayak. Like I'm like it's getting to the point where Hassan fans who watch him 8 hours a day are like, stop talking about him. We need a break from him. We watch him. I was featured in a video about
I saw
Hassan
that. I
fans.
saw that. I
Yeah.
saw
And I
that.
was like,
Congratulations.
I don't have time to watch him all day, but I always catch up with like the YouTube videos because, and all my friends who clip him, long segments and all that. But it's getting to the
Right.
point where like even his followers and viewers are like, we're having fatigue because every time we turn on the news, it's about Hassan. And it's like, oh, we're gonna
Yeah.
have Hassan derangement syndrome soon.
We listen. I think everybody does, and
Yeah.
I think here's my conspiracy theory hat. Like, right? What if they're doing it on purpose? What if they're promoting
Yeah.
him on purpose? Like it could be
Yeah.
anything. Like it could be just to make him a target. Right? They have to embody. They have to make a boogeyman. Right? I'm going to be
Yeah.
generous. Right? There's one theory that I saw online. Everybody's talking about, oh, well, maybe Hassan is controlled opposition because why are they supporting him like this by running all this negative? I mean, he's getting presidential level coverage, right?
Yeah.
But then to me, it's like maybe they're just trying to find one boogeyman to embody all of the fears of the left. And if they could vilify him and tear him down, but that's such a huge gamble when every time you run a negative ad on him, he gets like 10,000 new viewers. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
More followers, more this, more that. And also, it's getting to a point where he's tired of having to talk about himself on
Yeah.
stream. Like, the news. Because the thing is, peace and love to Hassan, but he really does ignore a lot of the kinder comments and then like finds like the negative stuff to point out, then go and get like angry about it. And I'm like, peace and love,
It's
but
so
you
it's
gotta see the love, see the love. And I'm kind of glad that he reacted to the video that myself and a few others were
Christina,
on.
you've been streaming a long time. You used to stream before Twitch was even Twitch, didn't you?
No, I used to just appear on a few people's shows, but I didn't
Oh,
start streaming on Twitch until after my dad died because I'm like, okay, I can
oh,
focus on something different.
right.
Yeah, 5 years later, I'm still here.
Wow. I feel like I've
Mhm.
known you a lot longer than that. I feel like I've known
Yeah.
you at least.
Well, because even before 2020, you would also be like on TYT doing,
Yeah,
panels and
yeah.
appearances, and I was very deep in the TYT fandom. I mean, Anna Kasperi and I were friends for 10 years
I,
until she
there you
basically
go.
mocked me for being poor or whatever. So everyone was
Wait a
like,
minute.
"Damn, Anna, she always defending you no matter what, and this is what you do to her. F you," like it was so it was like I was like, "Oh
It
wow,"
got real there for a minute.
Yeah.
It's real and it matters. It's real and it matters because they represent. Again, I'm not hating, but they have absorbed for 20 years. They've absorbed the
Mm.
progressive media energy as well as revenue stream. And in
Mhm.
this ninth hour, this ninth inning, we're in the bottom of the ninth. And the first thing they do in 2024 after Trump wins is start, moving over there and start capitulating to them and start, in my opinion, groveling to
Yeah.
no. You represent the flashpoint of all of the media, progressive independent media wealth for the last 20 years. The fuck you mean you gonna try to pivot to the right? And now they're hanging out with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I got a little chip on my shoulder about that, but it's more about
They're
the representation of the community.
Yeah, they even brag about losing, memberships and viewers and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, that's not something to be happy about, considering,
Come
a
on.
lot of us funded your studio, and now then you did a thing with Polymarket, which is I got offered to do something with Polymarket. I'm like, no, I know I need the money, but
Right.
I'm not doing. I every time I get offered like a deal where it's like, oh man, I have to sell out. No, I ain't doing that. No, But
I
it's
never
funny
get the sellout offers though. I've been blessed to have a couple of contracts that were righteous, right? But
Mhm.
I haven't gotten a call from George Soros. I haven't gotten a
Yeah.
call from Polymarket. Not that I
Yeah.
think they know. I think Polymarket knows anyway. You better take that Polymarket money. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, no.
I'm joking.
It'd
I'm
be
joking.
funny. 'Cause I think you maybe have seen my tweets, bro. I'm like, you could tell when a former progressive sells out. like to like a liberal or like if they're
Yeah.
being like anti-woke, DEI, whatever. I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
you are a leftist who sold to the right, you know. And then if you're like if you sell it to like centrist, like liberal more, it's like, oh, you know, the left is anti-Semitic, they're commies, they're this, you know, it's too extreme, they don't vote. And I'm like,
Right.
listen, I know you're reading a script here or something like that because this is very like formulaic that you're posting right now.
Right. Come on.
So
It's
it's just so
obvious.
funny.
It's
Also, dude,
obvious.
shout out to Majority Report because they're kicking, you know, TYT's butt right now because they're progressing, they're moving forward, they go with the times, you know.
Yeah. One thing
I
that
love,
really,
you know,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I love them. You know, it's funny because we've had you on Movie Night Extravaganza, but we've had Sam on twice, and the
Oh,
story was how we got him on the first time is Conan, my co-host, essentially pimped me out to him. There was a gathering of an event in Brooklyn, and Conan and Forrest were there. And Conan kind of shoot a shot. He's like, you know, we have a host who couldn't make it here. She's, you know, her name's Christina. She's great. She's wonderful. She has a crush on you. And Sam's like, oh, go on. And he's like, yeah, she's a very attractive young lady. So will you come on the podcast? We'll do whatever movie you want. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So
that's a good step.
everyone, and it's funny because everyone was like, yo, Conan, you kind of sounded like you were selling her to him, offering her to him. And he's like, oh yeah, that did sound kind of interesting.
Pimp game is the oldest game in the game for a reason. I digress.
Mhm.
I digress. There was one more other thing that you were doing directly that, and now you got me laughing. Now I forgot what I was going to ask you, but here we are. Listen, don't let me hold you. Now you can hang out. I got about, let's see how much time I got left back on the clock. I still have about 20 minutes left on the clock. I want to talk about Robert Kennedy Jr.'s a name that I got from Andrea here at this space, his Age of Pestilence. And I really think we on the left, I'll put it like this. This is what I want to run a campaign on. Wearing a mask is the most radical thing that we can do right now, period.
Yeah.
And I say that not just because of COVID-19, obviously, but I say that because of flock cameras, right?
Yes.
Do we want our faces to be seen by all of the surveillance state? Do we not have the right? And I think a lot of people forgot, Christina, that the anti-mask movement started because of the surveillance state companies who were lobbying Republican governors in particular. And then Republican governors started the whole you couldn't have a mask mandate, This was funded literally by, in Florida, Flock Cameras was one of those companies that helped start the anti-mask movement.
Yeah, another thing I talk with Taylor Lorenz about is the fact that, you know, all of a sudden, you know, people, you know, flock cameras, you know, they're a guy who, you know, with Michigan and Wisconsin, one state has legalized weed, the other state doesn't. And guess what happened? He went over state, you know, line to get legalized weed, came back with it in a state that didn't have the legalized. Flock camera found him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay.
That's too much.
That's getting
if I can't go buy weed
drive on
in the
interstates.
next state, if I can't cross state lines and buy just some weed without the police they cracking down on me, we've gone too far, America.
Yeah,
and
ICE wears masks, but we can't. I mean, people have been wearing masks forever, like during flu season. This is not like a new thing that started during COVID. I had a friend who, when she was like 8, had a heart replacement surgery, and she had to wear like a very thick, not even like an N95 mask. It was like a mask that covered like from here to like all the way down here.
Wow.
Once she became like a teenager, she stopped wearing the mask, and unfortunately, her heart rejected. You know, her body rejected her heart, and she died.
Oh my goodness.
I always tell people, I'm like, you don't understand people's story about why they wear masks all the time.
Right.
And also flu cases went down. Like everyone's like, you know, COVID may be up, but like for some reason, you know, flu cases haven't been this low in forever. I'm like, yeah, because everyone's wearing masks. Who would have thought?
I believe everybody, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can get this on the screen real quick. I think we're missing that the biggest play that the fascists are making right now, because they're not going to come there. I think we're expecting them to send the Gestapo to kill us with guns and put us on the wall. I think that's the play this time. I think the play this time is to continuously keep us sick and get as many people sick as possible, because people who are sick, dead, or dying cannot stand up to power.
Yeah,
And
that or throw them in prison for 100 years for expressing their free speech.
right, we talking about was it Minneapolis that just happened? That was
I think Minneapolis. I think also in Texas too.
Oh
Like
my
it's
goodness.
happening,
s-
and it's
This
like
is-
people who left before things got bad. But if you were there, you get arrested.
the police state, adding on top of that the sick state, the state of pestilence, what the decisions that they're making, they're weakening. You saw everything they did this week with the school, the childhood vaccines, and separating MMR. What used to take one appointment is now going to require 5 shots instead of one sitting. Right, they're making it as difficult as they can. You can't even get the COVID vaccine in the state that I live in without a note and a request from a primary care doctor, right? They're making all of these steps to make it difficult for you to protect yourself from anything. And it is leading to, I mean, what the screwworm, not the hantavirus, but the what was the screwworm, the cyclospora, people shitting themselves to death.
Yes. People were like, I am, camped out in my bathroom, like not outside, but in my bathroom. And I'm like, we can't, like, everything's getting recalled. And everyone's like, oh, why is that? I'm like, because this is what happens when you deregulate stuff. I'm like, guys, you don't understand. When it comes to regulation, you need health. You need to make sure the food doesn't have shit in it, that there's no bacteria in it. And that's why having USAID was important.
Come on.
I get it. We give money, weapons, or whatever, but we also help like third world countries not spread diseases that can impact us and other countries.
And instead, and now, because here's the thing, I know what you're kind of responding to, generally speaking. What you're is everything good? Y'all good? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
No, I'm sorry. My son keep busting in.
Oh.
Y'all need me? You need me?
Oh.
Yes, you're good to go. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm live, but USAID, let me circle back. Here's the thing. Now, when people say what they said to you about, like, yes, USAID would do other things. They would do intelligence things, CIA things, and all kinds of nefarious things that we hear about. Okay. We didn't stop them from doing those things, people. We just stopped the good parts. We defunded the good parts. We defunded the healthcare, the things
we're still doing the bad stuff.
We're still doing the bad stuff, my friends. And so a lot of us on the left, we get caught in that trap. Oh, well, USAID was a tool of the CIA. We get it. But the CIA is still doing what the CIA is doing. And now all the decent stuff that was being done, now that we have the outbreak of Ebola out of control in Africa, we have all of those hundreds of thousands of people who are now sick, dead, or dying because they're not getting HIV treatments. All of the decent things that were being done, that's what stopped, not the evil shit.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'm shout out to, Cody Johnson over at Some More News, who explained, why having USAID was very important, considering every day something's being recalled now. And I'm like, let's see, I'm gonna have a salad without lettuce. How do I do that? Croutons and cheese.
I took my wife lunch today, and
you see salad and you're like,
right. I was getting ready to bring her a salad. I was going to pick up a salad, take it to her. And I thought about it. Wow.
Not today, Satan.
That could be assault. That could be assault, right? You intentionally taking someone lettuce in the year of our Lord 2026. You're trying to kill somebody. Look, Christina, listen, I don't want to hold you. Tell everybody how they can get up with your work, where they can find you and support you.
Yes, well, of course, I stream over on this space at Christina's Corner at Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and usually on Movie Night Extravaganza, 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays as well. We've been going over the Nolan Batman movies, so that's exciting. And also, Forrest and I do Absurdity Space on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. And of course, I'm a rotating panelist on the space station And you can also find me mostly on Twitch at twitch.tv/cosmopolitics, where I stream politics and pop culture from a left-wing perspective. I've been on I call it mycosis. I've been going through big
Awesome.
Michael Jackson kicks since the movie came out, and I have my own little Michael Jackson story to tell. Well,
Oh,
two
really?
very quick ones. Yes, I had a bowling alley party for my birthday when I was like 9, and you get like a bowling pin that's signed by your friends and all that. And they're like, "Look, Christina, Michael Jackson signed your bowling pin." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Found out it was my sister who forged his signature. And then since I live near this island where James Brown lived, when he died,
Oh, wow.
I literally felt a shift near me because I was at my grandmother's house. She lived in so I'm like, I'm like, "Do you feel that, my sister?" Like, I'm like, something's different. The vibe, the aura, something's different. And then we find out, oh, Michael Jackson's staying at James Brown's daughter's house, like I say, down the road from my grandmother's house. And I'm like, oh my God, that man's aura is so unmatched. I felt the difference the moment he stepped in town.
Wow. Because when you said I felt the shift, I kind of shook a little bit because in the church we feel the shift, but oh glory, like we feel the shift of the when you say you felt the shift, I'm like you in church. But you say his entire energy just came and just set the whole town off, just set it on fire.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And but also every Saturday I try to do a thing.
Go ahead.
So and also too, every Saturday we watch the gothic soap opera from the 60s, Dark Shadows. We call it Shadow Saturdays. People are like, "Yeah, we like your politicking and your whatever, but but we love the Saturday streams." And I'm like, great.
I love Dark Shadows. I like the when I was young, so it had to be the 80s version. The 80s version of it was one I grew up on. Really loved it. Ooh, it's been so long. It was so good to come and just happen to on the panel and get a chance to talk with you all and interview all. What's crazy is that I had already expressed that I really wanted to interview each and every one of you. So I don't let this be the last time we hang out and do. I mean, it's not the first time either, but let's definitely hang out and interview each other some more.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all for it.
Thanks so much, Nick. I am going to take the last few minutes I got here and just kind of rant a little bit, if that's okay. Before I rant, wow, family, this space.tv is fire. It's dope. And I think I know people are sleeping on it because the quality of host and analysis that is going on any given broadcast on this channel is absolutely fire. Shout out to Andrea. I was listening to her work on Monday, and when she was talking about and this is funny, but it's true, but it's funny because I got 3 kids. She was like, why would anyone bring children into this world? And she was talking about it from the real practical perspective of all the stuff that's going on. And then I jumped on today, and I believe it was Hank. Hank was talking about everyone was talking about the intricate fights that we are entangled in right now. That's where I want to rant a little bit. The intricate fights that we are entangled in right now. I can tell you the truth, even though I haven't been broadcasting for the last, I don't know how many years consistently, I have not been broadcasting. I've never stopped working because one of my last broadcasts, somewhere around 2021, 2020, somewhere in there before life did what life did, I was interviewing, his last name is Ross. I can't remember his first name, but I was interviewing him, and he had done all the research along with a lot of folks. We saw this coming 6, 7, 8 years ago, family. When we say, what did we see? We saw the full assault on democracy and the full assault on the republic coming about 6 or 7 years ago. I saw that it was coming in the form of Christian nationalism about 5 years ago. No, about 6, give or take. Doesn't matter, but it was some years ago. And I had to take a step back so that y'all, family, we really in some shit here. You know, that's the only way I can really say it right now. We are actually factually in the fight of our lives because they're trying to kill us. I don't want to sound hyperbolic or bombastic or like a conspiracy theorist. But if you look at the decisions that are being made by Robert F. Kennedy Jr., if you look at the decisions being made by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and how those decisions are being reverberating on the state level, it's not just what Robert Kennedy Jr. is doing on the federal level, it's what his behavior is giving permission for Republican governors to do in your state, where they're all actively gutting the public health system. And that's just one of our many entangled fights. They have declared complete and total war on the public health system. And that is just one of our many entangled fights. The public health is under assault, but so is the republic. So is democracy itself, the right to vote, the assumption that there would be a peaceful transfer of power, the assumption that we could speak truth to power and disagree with our leaders without going to jail. There's a full-blown assault on that too. It's just one of many of the entangled fights that we are having to fight. So you got the assault on public health. You got the assault on the republic. You got the assault on Black people. I should have started there, but I'm in mixed company. Because they're lit. If you go to Twitter, family, if you listen, I need my allies. I need you. Pause. Today is August. What's that? 13th. Yesterday was the anniversary of the killing of Heather Heyer. And I believe it's been 7 years ago. And it was at the Unite the Right rally where all of the Tiki Torch white supremacists from around the country gathered and marched in their khaki pants and white shirts. You should remember it. I'm calling out her name because, one, she was riding for us when she died. Heather Heyer was riding for us. I remember the night before. I've been in this politics game a long time. It's not just politics, but like actively, I've gone and covered Nazis myself. I had a camera so I could blend in and I could get in and out when there were brawls and fights over Nazis marching in the streets. Right. That's why I come to have an affinity for Antifa, because when I was out there giving coverage, it was Antifa that was out there knocking Nazis' heads. The Friday night, I can't remember the name of the university where Heather Heyer showed up along with Antifa. Somebody could put it in the chat and help me remember that. What city, what state, and what university they were at. But I remember the Friday night before, the Nazis had gathered on campus and had gathered and scared and intimidated all of the protesters, the Black Lives Matter protesters that were out there. And I remember them literally asking for help on Twitter that Friday night. I saw it live as they tweeted it. And then the next day, who came through but Antifa? And who was with them? Heather Heyer. Shout out to that sister. I wish I had a slideshow for her. because she was riding for us as an anti-racist, anti-fascist ally, comrade, who died in the fight for justice. Why am I making that pivot in the middle of all of these fights? Because I stopped on the fight for Black life. I stopped where I should have began discussing the threat, the literal threat to Black life right now. And I'm trying to speak to the same allies who have been effing riding with us. And I'm talking about in these recent years when we've had to go up against the Proud Boys, Boogaloo Boys, Nazis, literal Nazis, the Klan in the streets, as they started to rebuild this white supremacist renaissance that we're living through right now. There were so many folk from Antifa, just radical white folk who was just riding and dying with us, literally. Heather Heyer died standing up on behalf of liberation. If you go to Twitter and you really dig deep, you look up the hashtag total nigger death. Hashtag total nigger death. You're going to see two things. One, you're going to see me alerting everyone to come look. You're going to see a lot of my tweets. Get past my tweets and look at the conversation that's being had. Hashtag TND. That's just the tip of the iceberg. When I tell you Black people are under attack in this country in a way that I'm calling on all of our comrades and allies. Now, I don't expect you all to provide self-defense for us. I'm telling Black folks we're going to provide self-defense for ourselves. I ain't even got to tell Black folks that. We some Second Amendment folk. We got to be. Black folks are going to defend ourselves. What we need our allies to do is to be awake, Oh yeah, baby. AOC, I need y'all to stay woke. Let me take RK and how much time I got left? I'm over time. I got 1 minute left. We need y'all to stay woke, AOC, because if you're sleeping, you're going to miss the fact that not only are they attacking democracy and they're attacking the republic, and not only are they attacking the public health, but they're you better stay woke and see that they're attacking women. You better keep your eyes open and your head on a swivel and understand how they're attacking women, how they're attacking the LGBTQIA community, how they're going to use what they used against immigrants to come after the rest of us. ICE is going to be You think they're going to stop with immigrants with ICE? See, if y'all are afraid of being woke, you absolutely gonna miss what's happening right now underneath the system that we're all trying to survive. So I'm just shout out to my comrades in the chat, this space. That's why I hang out at thisspace.tv. I need people like Andrea in my life. I need somebody who's, man, look, Andrea be teaching me. You don't need to, teaching me how to navigate a world as crazy as this is. We need each other. I need you. And yeah, I'm be honest with you. Like, no cap, y'all need me. Y'all gonna, you'll see why in a few more weeks. We got a lot of fights on our hand and we need each other. We need each other. And I'm glad to have all of you over here on thisspace.tv. I don't care if it's 50 folks. I'll love it when it's 5,000. That said, Nick, appreciate you, man. Thanks for what you do. I'm about ready to get out of here if you are. And we will see all of you next time. Be blessed, everybody.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to patreon.com/VPD show and support the Benjamin Dixon Show